Hey guys, Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. We are live number 42 on the year. And again, I'm all about providing value. I want to have you learn something, gain something, make sure you improve professionally, personally, so that everyone continues to grow. And again, it's lunchtime. So I know you're eating. Maybe you don't want to touch the keyboard, you want to touch your mouse, your phone, but we would love engagement. We love for you to hit the love button, hit the wow button, drop a comment. And if you're not into comments, hit hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're on the replay, and share the live. Share the live because the more people we can affect, we can be exposed to, we can help. So I want to bring on my guest, Jason Levine. What's going
What's
on, my
up?
man?
What's going on? How are you? Thanks for having me.
No, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you're doing some homeschooling, which is I'm thrown into the mix. So I know the energy you have constantly. We're going to go into it, like how you keep that energy up all day long. How, for those that don't know who you are in my community, who are you and what are you about?
So first off, shout out first off, because I can't take credit for the homeschooling completely. I use homeschool. Listen, I have to be somewhat present, but my wife is the homeschool teacher for sure. So shout out to her. She's probably listening to this right now going, yeah, what are you teaching, Jay? What are you teaching? So thank you for having me on. First off, I just want to acknowledge that this is something I've seen you do many, many times. Number 42 for the year, lucky number 42, Jackie Robinson. But it's something that I've always wanted to do and just trying to find time for it. And this happens to be a good time for some. Well, I thought it'd be a good time for some spare time, although I feel busier than ever. So my wife and I, we own a real estate company in Bergen County called 194 Real Estate Group. We've owned that since September 2019. So we are young, but we were agents before that. Actually, I got my license I took my first real estate class May 23rd, 2016, my son's birthday, which is why it's very memorable. It was the day, that kind of put the flag in the ground and said, this is the future.
That is awesome. And the energy that you have constantly, is it something that you're always on caffeine? Is this the mindset you have? I love the energy. It's infectious. Everyone enjoys it. You're on video with this big smile, big hair, everything else. Now, really is that something that you've always had, or is it something that you've been, you're at the happiest point right now?
Yeah, Sean, man, I've always had big hair. Oh, no, not talking about the hair. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I guess I've always been a personality. Let's say that. I think when I was younger, my parents would have said I'm a show off, which I guess I could see that a little bit. But what I did learn at a young age was the value of relationships. So it's always something that we strive for is to build meaningful and lasting relationships with people. And usually the way to do that starts with a smile. So, smiling is always something they always say, and I part of my French, but Jay Levine, the guy with the shit-eating grin, I get that a lot. I like to smile. Yeah, there's some caffeine involved, but I would have to say it is determination, drive, what really keeps me going, family, and trying to work towards our why every day and our legacy, and create that future for our kids and our family, and not just our kids and family, but now our agents as well, because we are a family at 194.
I think it's also being passionate about what you do. When you're passionate about it, it changes you. You're happy, and more energetic, and it exudes out of people. When they're passionate, they're not bullshitting you. You're being real. You're being authentic. And I appreciate seeing that in other people as well, because I know when I talk to you, you're going to educate people. You're going to provide value. You're not just about, and you said it, you build relationships. You're not about just doing one deal and that's it. You're like, dude, I want to get to know you. I want to be friends with you. And if you're friends, you're going to constantly be up for opportunities, recommendations, you know?
Yeah, no, and we, not that this is the time for this, but we used to own a Verizon wireless store, and especially owning a major brand like Verizon, people walk in and just assume you're Verizon. So how do you differentiate yourself? The TV just turned on by itself. That's pretty weird. How do you differentiate yourself from other people? And that's really strange. I didn't touch that. How do you differentiate yourself from other people? And it was always about building relationships. At the Verizon store, we were like therapists. People came to buy phones, but it was we sell houses now. And I think, honestly, selling phones might have been more emotional for people than even buying or selling a house at some points. You think about it, when you're buying or selling a house, you need that communication. So if your cell phone goes bad, you're really going to be angry. So now you have people coming in. So it was always a matter of taking it away from the situation. Like, you're coming into a Verizon store, but that wasn't my goal. Wasn't to have you buy a phone from me. I knew that was going to happen. That was what you came in for. But my goal was to build a relationship with you that carried way further than the 2-year contract, when that used to be something that existed. So It falls into real estate the same way. When we go on a listing appointment, we're not looking the end result. We detach ourselves from the end result. Okay. The end result is all about the person we're talking to at that time. And, they say, pirates bury treasures down deep, because the deeper you dig, the more safe that treasure and the more sacred that treasure is. So just building surface level rapport is very obvious, and there's no treasure. None. Zero. You'll never find any treasure at the surface. You got to dig deep by asking questions and building that rapport with people. And that's what I think does it for us the most, is that relationship. We're 95% referral. And one of our goals for 2020, which is actually being amplified now that we have, I want to say, more time at home, is not just referrals, but having other systems in place. Because if we're doing what we're doing now with referrals, it really could grow exponentially. So that's the focus, is the process side of it as well.
No, that's awesome. Now, what is like a daily routine that you can share with us? Like, I know everything's changed. Everything, you can, wake up different times today. Then before, you can stay up a little bit later. There's certain systems, like you said, that people have in place. Maybe you have a morning workout. What is like a daily routine or non-negotiable that Jay Levine has?
So a non-negotiable is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we say non-negotiable, but obviously with homeschooling, things have changed a little bit. But actually, my wife has been incredible, and it's been non-negotiable from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I am on my unblinded huddle calls, and we have an unblinded mastery call. And basically what it does, not to get into too much of that, but it is the best way to kickstart your day, in my opinion. And honestly, I've never seen anybody argue with me that has been involved with it. Not only is it motivating, but it's actually developing real life skills and mindset in integrity-based human influence. And it's really the best way to start your day. And there's been some amazing guests that they've had on that you can learn from. So it's not just one person always talking. There's a plethora of people you can learn from. And what the coolest part is, the 8 to 8:30 call is like an ecosystem merger, or like a networking event, so to speak. But it's, again, not surface level. We're digging deep, and we're really connecting at high level. So that's a non-negotiable for me. And that really puts my mind in the right place and gets me going. After that, from 9 to 12 right now, a lot of it does consist of homeschooling. But like for today, my wife was the teacher all day today, and I worked on some personal development stuff for myself. I was in the basement. I was journaling. I was working on some training for our team. So we focus on that, But this afternoon, I actually have 2 photo shoots for 2 new listings, which is nice.
I liked how you shared that you are personally developing. A lot of people think, oh, I don't have to continue growing. I'm getting to a certain level. I'm just going to coast and I'm going to make money. But in any business, you got to always develop. You always have to grow. And personally developing, reading, journaling, focusing on training for your team, those are key things. What made you get involved with personal development?
So, personal development can resonate differently to different people. Some people, it has a stigma of it's weird, it's strange, I'm not sure about it. But what I think about personal development, I kind of relate it to sports. So when you're a high level athlete, right, especially when you're a high level athlete, small micro distinctions will make exponential changes and growth in how you perform. Yep. So I like to consider, this is not cocky, but I like to consider myself a high level performer. So if I'm not developing myself continually, I'm staying at a flat line. I might increase slowly because it's kind of the natural progression. But if I want to increase exponentially, I have to develop myself. The only way we can bring value to other people is if we make ourselves more valuable. So the only way to make yourself more valuable is through personal development. And I'm not talking about, just meditations. And I do some of that. And I actually, to be completely vulnerable with the change in schedules, have fallen off some of those things that I'd like to do more of. But the training and the personal development is key to us. and we do a lot of things. Like I said, especially with Unblinded, that helps keep us on that straight path. My employees too, all the agents on our team, most of them do some self development as well, because it's just part of our culture.
And it's something that it exudes. And when you're bettering yourself and you're learning new things and then you're sharing it with others, it's really, it's going deeper. Mm-hmm. And when you teach others, it actually helps you in everything that you do, from relationships to business, etc. So I appreciate hearing that others are doing that as well, because I believe health is important as well. Getting active, getting off the couch. Don't just sit there and watch TV all day. Mm-hmm. Don't be a doom and gloom. This is a time to plant seeds for 30, 60, 90 days from now for business. When this is over, God forbid, hopefully this is over as soon as possible, but take advantage of this time, all the extra time, learn something new, watch podcasts, videos, and try things. Don't just, I see other people doing it. What? I'm not going to do it. It's not going to work the same way. You have to try it. You have to make mistakes and be vulnerable sometimes to see how it will make you grow.
Vulnerability is a 100% superpower for sure. Showing people that you're vulnerable and that you're a real person, especially in industries where you're selling something, it is a vital superpower to have for sure. For sure.
What are you doing differently now with your marketing? I know you do a lot of video. You incorporate your family in your video as well. Some people, I don't like sharing my personal life. I have my family in my marketing as well. It's very important to me. How is marketing changing and evolving for you?
Well, it's interesting you bring up family and business, because we're a family-owned business, and one of the things that we have to learn, or that we constantly practice, is making sure that we do separate family life and business as much as we can, because they're so intertwined already. As for the marketing side of it, we, in the beginning, a couple years back, we might have had a different thought on this, but I think nowadays people want to deal with other people that they can relate to. And, we're your, we give this persona off of your hometown realtor. I mean, we do most of our business in New Milford, although ironically, this year, starting 2020, actually, it was more business outside of town, but all stemming from business inside the town. So, it's that creating those relationships and nurturing them to continue to grow, so that you can grow outside of that. But, it's definitely important to us to keep those relationships, always present. And right now, even more so, people think just because we are at home that there's no way to market. And actually, that's completely untrue. And just what we're doing right now is what's becoming the new normal. We had one property in particular that we listed during the pandemic that we had multiple offers on. We accepted an offer, and nobody stepped foot inside the home. It was all done virtually. Now, granted, it's still going to go through the normal process, and they will have to go inside before they buy the house. But the initial part of it was all done virtually. So not only is that something that's amazing for this time, but it's something we're going to adopt in the future, because I can't imagine. Our mindset was this: in the beginning, there was a lot of fear, and oh my God, when's this going to end? When's this going to end? When's this going to end? And we kind of said to ourselves, you know what? This isn't going to end for 6 months. Whether that's true or not, that's what we're going to set ourselves up to believe, because everything else is going to we're going to be constantly worried about it. So if we say, okay, for the next 6 months, we have to change how we work, that's what we did, and that's how we planned. And we've had, like I said, I had two listing appointments over the weekend. Both of those we got, and we have photo day today at 2 p.m. and then 3 p.m. And we've had 2 other listings during the pandemic. So, I mean, we've had 4 listings list in the last month during this pandemic, and all of which had a lot of action, and we came to agreements really quickly.
The power of social media today is it's everyone's home, like you said. So having networking like we're doing right now, sending video, text messages, instead of just calling people and texting, send a video of you communicating. That's more powerful today than any other time before. I always do every morning a happy birthday video for those that come up and pop up in my feed. People say, you do that, and I throw it on someone's wall, because all I'm doing is wishing them a happy birthday, telling them who I am, and that's it. I'm not trying to market myself. In reality, it's branding yourself because
Right.
you're doing it for everybody, but you're being a good person. You're not just sitting there talking about insurance or real estate or mortgages or whoever you're selling. It's just being a good person, wanting to help others
Yeah.
first.
You got to serve people. We hear this a lot, but the people before the profit, the people before the product, and that's really, really I like how you can bring, what's up, Jeff Greenberg? That's cool. Look at that popping on the screen. Sean,
This is a
that's,
beautiful platform. Yeah, this is a real deal now. We're like a TV show.
I like that. I like that. Um, I lost train of my thought there.
People before profit.
Right. So this is a people industry. Obviously, well, most sales positions are people industries. You have to sell to a person, and you have to be able to influence them with integrity. So that's a big part of what we do is we lead with love. Now, you don't have to. We love all people with boundaries, obviously, but leading with love will lead you towards integrity. So anything that we do is always with integrity in mind, because our reputation is one of the most important things to us, and reputation has a big is combined big with our legacy. So if we're going to be able to leave the legacy we want for our kids, then we have to make sure our reputation matches that.
You are sharing very important information, guys that are watching. The legacy. It's just not just doing one transaction. He wants to set things up for later, when he's gone. He wants his family, his kids. Maybe they get involved with real estate. Maybe they don't. But you have a legacy. You have something that you created that's going to keep on going without you even being there. And that's a powerful thing. And it has to live on recommendations. The referrals are so key today. And a lot of people think that they can just do one post and they're going to get business, or they can send out one postcard and get business. But you have to do things consistently over at least 6 months or more for you to see anything happening.
There's a formula in life with everything. There's a formula in sales. There's a formula on social media. There's a formula in real estate. There's a formula in insurance. There's a formula on StreamYard. So everything is based upon a formula, and that's one of the biggest things that we do when we're training with Unblinded is learning a formula based on integrity-based human influence. And if you can master that, it's truly a superpower. And so, like I said, back to the if you got to practice your craft. So we consider ourselves great salespeople, great real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
So if we continue to practice and make these tiny distinctions and micro distinctions and improve even small things throughout our process and throughout ourselves, the growth is exponential. And what we're able to do now is actually put a language behind what we already did. One of the hardest things that I encountered as a business owner, and you could probably vouch for this, is being able to duplicate yourself. So I thought that what I did I was born with, okay? And maybe some aspects I was, but it's teachable. The problem is I didn't have a language to actually teach it to somebody. I thought just watch what I do and do what I do, but that is an old school way of thought. You can't do it like that. You have to be able to train somebody, and you have to be able to coach them. And when you coach them, it's not you telling them what to do, but it's asking the right questions so that they can develop that within themselves. So that's a big part of this, asking the right questions. When we deal with anybody, whether it's a new hire, whether it's a connection like this, I want to spend 2/3 of the conversation asking questions about them so we can figure out what pain we need to address and then address their pain. And it's a much more frictionless communication style than it is benefit throwing. A lot of industries, and I'll just talk real estate, we'll walk into a listing appointment, and I'm guilty of it as well. I'm just now more, I notice it more now I'm aware of it, is that we benefit throw. Like, why use me? Because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. And what's happening is if you do that before you know what they want, they have that. What does that mean to you? If I tell you what you want before you tell me what you want, I'm usually guessing or telling you what I want.
Yes. Worried about this instead of worrying about them. And you said it perfect as far as we are all solution providers to those that are out there. It's everyone has a problem. And I try to explain this to people. I don't focus even on insurance. When someone calls me, I want to see how I can help them. What are some of the pain points, the solutions that I can provide for something that's in your life. So if you're a real estate agent, for example, I can help you grow your business. You're going to throw me insurance all day long. If you're in financial planning, if you're in any other business, if I can help you, for example, social media, those that are watching, there's a lot of you on. There's tons of people jumping on. And I used to in the past say hi to each person and everything else. Those people that just jump on a live and just watch, that's great. But they're not action takers. When you start interacting, you're hitting the like and love button. That's one interaction. That doesn't help many people, though, guys, watching. A comment, 4 words or more with an emoji, gives and helps those that are posting. Sharing posts, lives, anything of value, and do it without even asking the person, because they're going to be benefiting it. You're going to benefit, and you're helping others. But I see a lot of people jump on lives. They listen, and they never take action. They don't implement. And that's a problem I see. I'm all about implementing, all about taking action. You provide me with something, we'll discuss it. I'm going to try it. Why not? You have nothing.
Don't get romantic about it. Give it a shot.
Right. Just try it. I didn't get involved with video but 3 years ago. People think I've been around forever. It looks like it. Yeah, I have thousands of videos I've done, but it's on purpose. I've had a reason, and I have this problem I had. I wanted to market myself, but by adding value, not just throwing up on people product and service all day long.
Right. Well, and it's that theory of reciprocity, and that it's that word can be, the way it comes off. You have to explain it to some people. But reciprocity to me is like gravity. It just is. It's not that Team Levine or myself or 194 Real Estate Group, we think of reciprocity, but it's not like I give to you and you give back to me. It's I give and I receive, not from you, but just in general, because that's the way the world works. Yep. The more you give, the more you receive. And especially when you do that with integrity and are truly looking to add value. I mean, that's the one thing I will say. Growing up, my father owned a hardware store, and he worked with me at the Verizon wireless store, and it carried over from there. But value at Verizon, I didn't get paid until you bought a phone. So if you came in for troubleshooting, a lot of stores would have told you to call customer service. I'll see you later. We would never do that. What we did is we tried to solve or help them solve themselves what that pain was and build that relationship. So if it was just about the sale, we would have failed miserably. So it's not way deeper.
It is all about that value for sure. And I know the value of your time is very important. So is there any final thoughts for those that are on with us today that you would love to share with them?
So I would say this, in the sense of not in a business sense of just real estate or just insurance, but right now we are just life in general. So right now we're in a time that's a lot different, and a lot of people are scared, and a lot of people are sick, and I'm completely empathetic. I'm one of the people who at the beginning of this was, and I'm still scared, but who was, almost scared to a point of where I wanted to shut down for a minute. And I had the first weekend that this happened. I had a little bit of a shutdown point for myself. And why is this happening came out of me. Maybe not verbally, but that's what the synopsis was. So it was a shift. Instead of saying, okay, why is this happening to me? You have to shift of why could this be happening for me? And what it did is it gave us an opportunity to pause. It gave us an opportunity to regroup, check back to what's really important, check on what's working, what's not working, and then try new things. So my point right now to anybody, whatever business you're in, is to try new things in your business, not just with one post, 2 posts, but try to go try the live videos. Just try something new. Break out of your comfort zone and do something that you've wanted to do that you've always said, I don't have the time for. Now is the time.
Awesome. Well said. I appreciate you sharing all this value with us today. I know there's lots of value that those that have been on that come and go. Please check it out. If there's any questions for us, hashtag, live, hashtag replay, give us a question. We'll definitely engage. And Jay will drop his contact information at the end. Yep. And let's all connect. Let's all collaborate. Let's all continue to grow. Jay, I appreciate you taking time out today. And we'll definitely be in contact very soon.
Guys, if you need me, Jay Levine, Team Levine 194 Real Estate Group. You can call me at 201-906-0519. Or you can reach out through Facebook. You can see us. My name is, again, Jay Levine, 194 Real Estate Group. Hashtag Team Levine.
Guys, have an awesome day.
Thank you.